This is the Mighty OB'a here on clbTV and 1080 AM WFO Radio with our weekly sports update. We're continuing in preparation for the draft. One big thing that came in the news today in reference to the NFL CBA agreement is the fact that NFL teams are now meeting with the NFL Players Association representatives with a mediator present to try to hash out this CBA agreement before the deadline of March the 4th. This is a good sign for the NFL that they're going to get this done. Now, moving towards the draft, Buffalo Bills still with the third pick. A lot of people are now picking Cam Newton to the Buffalo Bills. I don't know yet. There's a lot of possibilities that are there before that could particularly happen. But if Cam Newton is a franchise quarterback and he's there at 3, you have to definitely take him. Let's look at this. Defensive end position is a position of need, especially with the recent release of Marcus Stroud from the Buffalo Bills. Marcus Stroud could not make the adjustment to the 3-4 defense and was very ineffective at the position of defensive end. The Buffalo Bills now have a major need on the defensive line to replace an impact player that Stroud was supposed to be. He was not able to be that person in the 3-4 defense. Well, looking at the draft, I think the person that is moving up the board the quickest is now Cameron Jordan. The son of former tight end Steve Jordan is becoming a big name in draft talks all over the country. At 6'4.5", 287 pounds, he is a dominating type defensive end that is said to be unblockable and is very much so on the radar screen of teams around the NFL. Cameron Jordan has an ability at 6'4.5", 287 with great speed to be one that can become a dominating pass rusher in the NFL. Along with others the Buffalo Bills could be looking at, we're looking at Eugene Germany out of Central Washington, 6'2", 281 pounds. Robert Hall out of Georgia Tech, 6'2", 274 pounds. Cameron Hayward out of Ohio State could be a person that the Bills could get later in the draft at 6'5", 278 pounds. And these are the 4 guys that I think the Buffalo Bills could possibly be looking at. Now, another player that I think the Buffalo Bills could trade down and get still in the first round, and he's very much so an impact player for any team that gets him, and he had an outstanding Senior Bowl. And remember, the Buffalo Bills coaching staff was one of the staffs at the Senior Bowl, and I'm talking about Ryan Kerrigan. Ryan Kerrigan out of Purdue at 6'3", 255 pounds is a prototypical style defensive end and is one that I think that could come in and assist any team in the NFL, especially the Buffalo Bills, if Buddy Nix decides to trade down in the draft, pick up more picks, and then do better research about getting more players in for this football team. That's all for us here with our weekly sports update. 2 names I want you to remember is Craig Hayward out of Ohio State, Ryan Kerrigan out of Purdue, and also Jordan. This guy out of California is said to be one of the impact players that we are looking at in this draft. Cameron Jordan, defensive end, 6'5", 287 pounds out of California. Those 3 names I want you to remember as we prepare our mock drafts for the Buffalo Bills and other teams around the NFL. This is all for the Mighty OB'a here on clbTV, 1080 AM WFO Radio with our weekly sports update. We'll see you next week.